race alert right now. All right, here are the results coming in from Florida. 2% of the vote is in so far. 58.5% for Donald Trump, 30.2% for Hillary Clinton. Trump has an early lead of some 63,000. Latest numbers coming in the key battleground state of Florida. More numbers there. 12% of the vote has now been counted. Donald Trump has a lead of 38,726. He's at 50%, 50.4% to Hillary Clinton, 47.1%. All right, take a look. Hillary Clinton now takes the lead in the state of Florida. 30% of the vote is in, and she's got a significant 50,340 lead over Donald Trump. She's at 49.5%. Donald Trump at 47.7%. Remember, Florida. 29 electoral votes are at stake. All of a sudden, Hillary Clinton has a lead there. 30% of the vote is now in. Let's go over to John King at the Magic Wall. John, I want to talk about Florida. All of a sudden, a big chunk of votes came in, and she's doing well.
And a big chunk of votes from traditionally and very important Democratic
areas.
Look
at this. 43% of the votes in Florida are now in, and all of a sudden, Donald Trump takes the lead. Almost 30,000 vote lead over Hillary Clinton. He's at 48.9%. Hillary Clinton is at 48.2%.
It's hard to imagine a path to the White House for Donald Trump without the state of Florida.
65% of the vote is in, and all of a sudden, Hillary Clinton has taken the lead in the state of Florida. She's got a lead of 76,430 over Donald Trump. She's at 49.2%. Donald Trump is at 47.9%. Hillary Clinton is now ahead of Donald Trump in Florida with its 29 electoral votes. Let's go over to John King. John, Florida has been going back and forth. All of a sudden, Hillary Clinton is ahead by, what, a point and a half or so.
And we're up to 65% of the vote, so two-thirds of the vote in. The big question is, how quickly does the rest of it come in? We've spent a lot of long nights in the state of Florida as it gets tight like this, and then sometimes the vote count slows down. What are we looking at? The last time we checked, remember you were here, we had nothing from Broward County. That still says 0%, so it's the early votes dumped in. We'll get more later, but 70% to 28%. Remarkably tight as we go through. Both of them over 3 million votes, now up to 71%. So the vote count's coming in very quickly in Florida tonight. Wolf, Hillary Clinton now with a bit of that's the biggest lead we've seen in the state so far. But, Wolf, I'll put the emphasis on so far. We'll keep counting.
Let's go now to Jeff Zeleny, just a few blocks away at campaign headquarters. And, Jeff, the Clinton campaign knows that they need Florida. They have been saying for quite some time that they feel better about Florida than they do about states such as North Carolina, states such as Ohio or in Iowa. What are you hearing from the Clinton team?
Jake, the number is 29. That is one of the favorite numbers, the most important numbers inside that Clinton war room here at the Javits Center. And the Clinton campaign is increasingly confident about Florida, the numbers that are coming in, and also what they've been seeing on the ground throughout the day. They point to some specific counties across the state, Orange County, Osceola County, Hillsborough County. They believe that they're outperforming Obama numbers. Of course, he won the state narrowly. But one senior Clinton advisor I just talked to said the Hispanic numbers are rising through the roof. That's why we'll win Florida. Jake?
All right, we'll see what actually happens. Let's go to Wolf Blitzer right now, who has a key race alert.
We do have a key race alert. Hillary Clinton has now taken the lead in Florida and North Carolina. Let's take a look at Florida first. 72% of the vote in. That's a big chunk of the vote. Hillary Clinton is now ahead by an impressive almost 172,000 votes over Donald Trump. But, Jake, these states like Florida and North Carolina and Pennsylvania and Ohio, they will decide presumably what's going on.
I was just talking to a Republican source who says that at this point, the way that they're seeing the modeling, it looks like Donald Trump is more likely than not to lose by a couple of points in Florida.
I want to go to Florida right now because, 85% of the vote in Florida is in, look at this, 3,876,000, 3,860,000, only, about 15 or 16,000 votes separate these two candidates in Florida with 85% of the vote in. Her lead, once again, has shrunk.
And again, what filled in? Some more areas up here filled in. Well, last time we were here, we had a big opening up here. Now we have a smaller opening up here. And you get
just changed
here.
Again. It's only 11,000 vote lead just now. It changed. All right, take a look at Florida because all of a sudden, take a look at Florida right now. You see with 85% of the vote in, Hillary Clinton is now in second place. Donald Trump has taken the lead in Florida. He's got 3,900,000, 3,900,029. Look at how close it is. Look at how 700 votes or so separate these two candidates. Donald Trump, all of a sudden, has taken the lead in Florida.
740 votes there. This is where you start looking when the race is this close. What are we missing?
All right, take a look at this. We'll just change it. Yeah. She has now taken the lead once again. Hillary Clinton is now in the lead. It's going to update in a second. We're watching this very closely. You can see right there. Hillary Clinton is the lead. She's got 3,972,000, 3,968,000, 4,000 vote lead.
Here's an encouraging sign for Secretary Clinton. You say she just pulled into the lead. We've had a seesaw in the 2 or 3 minutes we've been having this conversation here. We may have another one as we have it.
3,000 votes.
But there are votes. There are only 25% of the vote in Palm Beach County. She's winning 60-40, 59-39 there. So if you're the Clinton campaign, you're watching this seesaw, you know there's a lot of votes missing.
Take a look here at Florida. We'll start with Florida. 88% of the vote is in. Look at how close it is, 48.5% to 48.4%. Donald Trump has now taken the lead. Donald Trump is ahead of Hillary Clinton by 8,071 votes. Florida, 88% of the vote is in. Donald Trump's lead has grown, almost 14,000, has a slight lead over Hillary Clinton in Florida. And John, 88% of the vote is in, 12% outstanding. So this is a significant number right now.
And we're again, this is going to be seesaw.
It's a nail biter.
So hang out for a while. Bruce and Espresso. Just as we were earlier when you moved over there for a little bit, I was just going around and looking. And part of this is because Donald Trump started to run it up here in these counties, and there's still a lot of votes to be counted. These are the quick early vote deposits coming in, and Donald Trump running up by big margins up here in the conservative part of the state, which is exactly what he needs to do. If you're in the Clinton campaign, you're down a little bit right now, but here's what's encouraging to you. If you look at Palm Beach County, she's running it up quite big right here, and they still have 75%
Only 25%
of the vote.
of the vote is in.
Right. So if the margin stays anything like that, there's a lot more math to be added in the Hillary Clinton column. In Miami-Dade, they're almost done, but there's 20% more in a major population center. So that's a big chunk of votes. If that margin stays the same, this 20% comes in.
Those three counties alone, those three counties, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County, they have, more than 30% of the population of the entire state. All right, let's show you what's going on in Florida right now. 29 electoral votes are at stake. 91% of the vote is in, and Donald Trump is building up a sort of impressive lead, 63,297 votes. Donald Trump has a lead over Hillary Clinton in Florida with 91% of the vote in. This is a nail-biter in several of these states. It's been going back and forth, up and down.
In Florida, especially Donald Trump with something like a 60,000 vote lead right now. But there are still lots of outstanding votes in Broward County and in Palm Beach County, the southeastern part of Florida, where there are a lot of Democratic votes. And still, it's as we always said, this was going to be a very tight race in some of these states. And in Florida, really, I have no idea what's going to happen. Republicans and Democrats still anticipate Hillary Clinton could edge it out. But at the end of the day,
let's take a look at the state of Florida right now, because Hillary Clinton was ahead. Donald Trump was ahead. They're going back and forth. There's still votes outstanding. But take a look at this. 91% of the vote has now been counted. I must say I'm impressed that Florida counts its vote so quickly, almost 10 million, 9 million votes. Look at this. Look at this. 48.9%, 48.1%. Look at a small lead over there for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. He's ahead by only, 77,000 votes. That's a significant number.
There's every reason to expect Hillary Clinton will make up that margin and more down here. This is where you're talking about tens of thousands of votes. When the percentage number moves up, you're talking about tens of thousands of votes, not hundreds of votes. And so if you're looking at this map right now at 91%, you're crossing them a little bit in the Clinton campaign, but you think you get enough down here still in the bank to get you over the finish.
First, let's go to Jeff Zeleny at Clinton campaign headquarters. And Jeff, these numbers out of North Carolina and Florida have got to be nerve-wracking for the Clinton team, especially Florida, which they felt pretty confident about.
They did indeed, Jake. Really, for the last couple of days, the Clinton campaign's confidence has been rising about Florida. But what we're seeing here is seeing campaign strategy play out in real life. Keep an eye on Broward County, as John and you and everyone has been saying. Secretary Clinton visited there 3 times in the last week alone. They were literally dragging people to early vote. So that is something that is still out. That's why one top advisor tells me just a few moments ago, there is no panic. because of Broward County. But I can tell you, Jake, much closer than they thought.
270 needed to be elected president of the United States. But Florida, that's the big story right now.
It is so razor thin. I'm texting back and forth with both Democrats and Republicans. Frankly, both are surprised at how tight it is.
And at least right now, there are counties where Donald Trump is outperforming every Republican that has run in Florida for president in 16 years.
Go back to Florida for a second.
Sure.
Because I know we have a feature where there's still outstanding votes remaining. We see 92% of the vote is in. Can you isolate the areas where there are still votes outstanding?
So you see the areas where you're still waiting, right? So we're obviously, this is the biggest vote center, but everywhere else we're waiting.
Because he's ahead right now by about 130,000 votes, 142,000 exactly right now. Are there enough votes outstanding that could, for Hillary Clinton to overcome that Donald Trump advantage?
So let's look at it two ways. So the question is, as we go through this, are there enough votes there that we're almost at half? You see the lead now? It's pulling away. Is there enough there for Hillary Clinton in what's left in Broward and in Miami-Dade to pull it off? If you're in the Trump campaign, you're very happy with this right now. And again, you're looking at your performance in some of these, in the rock rural places, the rock conservative places, Donald Trump has performed well. And in some of these swing areas here, he's overperformed. Even where he's losing, he's overperformed Mitt Romney, again, particularly in the Tampa area, which matters because it's a population center. Look at the vote count there. If Hillary Clinton has a bigger lead here, she's got, that's another 8, 10, 20,000 votes, depending on what the size of that lead is. That's a significant in keeping the margins down there. Florida, we're going to try to get from 93 to 98 to 99. But if you're in the Trump campaign, it's 29 electoral votes you have to have. At the moment, if you're in the Trump war room, you're reasonably optimistic, but you're waiting to see here. So this is where the clock starts to tick against Hillary Clinton. Now that you're up to 83%.
Palm Beach County.
83% in Palm Beach County. So there's not that many more votes to come in. What comes in is coming in her favor by a lopsided margin, but then you say, okay, we're up to 83%, boom. She's getting closer. The question is, do you get close enough? I was just emailing back and forth with a key Democrat and Republicans who know this state very well. The Republican is not a fan of Donald Trump, trust me, who thinks that Donald Trump has enough to hold on here. That doesn't mean he will, but we're up to 95% here now. And so every time we do this, we go back to the bank of what's left out there.
95% of the vote is in, and Donald Trump has an impressive 100, almost a 112,000 vote lead over Hillary Clinton.
Here, we're up to 95%, and it's close, but you get to the point, what are we at, 140, a little shy of that, 130 something?
Donald Trump is ahead by about 140,000 votes.
So you come down there and you think, are they there? Well, Palm Beach County is up to 97%. So there are more votes here. There aren't that many more votes here. 98% now in Broward County. You might get some. And again, at the size of this gap, if that 2% comes in, it's a decent chunk of votes in a major population center, but it's not enough. So you need a little, somewhere you need a lot. And so now you're going through, again, now you're calling, I hate to say this, but now is when you're calling in, is there anything outstanding? This is at 100%. You've come in there. Let's come up here, other places, tiny, much more small counties, but they're at 100%.
All right, we have another major projection right now. Take a look at this. And CNN projects Donald Trump will carry the state of Florida. With its 29 electoral votes, Donald Trump wins Florida. A huge win for Donald Trump. That's his second home in Florida. Donald Trump will carry those 29 electoral votes. He's ahead right now with 98% of the vote in by more than 131,000 votes. A big win for Donald Trump in Florida. He predicted he would win Florida. He has won Florida. Let's take a look at the Electoral College map right now. You see Donald Trump has taken the lead. He has 216 electoral votes compared to Hillary Clinton's 197 electoral votes, 270 needed to win the White House. But it's a big, big win for Donald Trump in Florida. Jake and Dan, a lot of people didn't think that Donald Trump would be able to do it. He did it in Florida.
He did. A huge prize, 29 electoral votes, where his second home is at Mar-a-Lago.
It was something that Donald Trump said he was going to win, said he needed to win. It looks like we projected that he has won it. And it just shows that there are big questions as to who this electorate is.
You were saying that there were hidden Trump voters out there, that there was sort of this hidden enthusiasm for Trump beyond what we were seeing, the visible enthusiasm we were seeing.
The American people right now are sending a loud, clear, unmistakable message. They want their government back. This is supposed to be a government of, by, and for the people. It's increasingly become one of, by, and for the elite. Donald Trump ran against Republicans. He ran against Democrats. He ran against the elite. He ran against the government. He ran against the media.
Well, look, first of all, congratulations. Both of you guys were.
We're not there yet.
You're further than anybody said you would be. But there's another side to this. People have talked about a miracle. I'm hearing about a nightmare.